Hi, my name is Miriam Matea. I'm 19 years old and I'm interested in interior design, dance, sports, photography, and many more. I'm a person that wants to try everything while I can, and I was never really a home person. I go out a lot, spend time with my friends outside, but since COVID, my activities changed. I couldn't go out because of the restriction, and to add, I live in Jakarta, Indonesia, where the COVID cases are really high, and that makes me even harder to go out. My previous project, which is the concept book, I was inspired by my own activities and habit transformation since the pandemic. I wanted to show the changes through those times, before and after. And through the last concept book, I showed more about collages and previous photographs before COVID. And my project is kind of personal, and I wanted to share my changes with my activities to everyone through the concept book. In project 1, I showed the changes, not the exact activities. So I thought it would be great if everyone could see the exact activities that I experienced. I showed my previous one before COVID, and with this project, I wanted to share the exact activities that I experienced and that I did since the pandemic. I chose the environment theme because of the current situation. So I think doing a project with a pandemic relation concept or theme that is actually experienced by myself would be great and quite easy to produce.
For the iteration process, I have 7 iterations, which is the photograph from Monday until Sunday, and this is all of it.
Through the making of this project, I experienced a lot of problems, but the biggest problem is running out of ideas and don't know what to continue. I often experience things like this in completing my project, even from when I was still high school. Usually if I encounter a time like this, I get some sleep, and when I wake up, my ideas just came back. I know it's such a weird and funny strategy, but I guess it works for me. So for my final idea production, I prepare a 7 series of photography, which in each of the photograph represent each day of my week, starting from Monday until Sunday. Beginning of week 5, I put all the information and details regarding my project 2 on documents, so every time I had an idea or information, I gather it on the document, so it would make it easier for me to produce the final product. After I gather everything, I begin to think of what I should do for my product, and after a lot of thinking and consideration, I decided to create the 7 series of photographs that I talked about earlier, that each photo represent my activities that I did since the pandemic. And it took me around 2 hours to take the 7 photographs. And also for the material, I use a lot of things that I use daily, such as perfumes, novels, glasses, laptop, phone, etc. And for the background, I use a satin material to give the elegant and fancy vibe to it. So for the last product, I was going to make it into a short film to show my photograph, but I thought it would be easier and more great if I continue the last concept book, so it's kind of the step 2 of the last book. And I designed the logo of my book, which I used the forgotten and remembrance words because it's the antonyms of each meaning. And I also add 2 collages. The first collage is beginning of the week, and the second collage is to represent the end of the week. So before we go into my last product, I also use the color soft blue for most of my book, because soft blue could give a calm feeling to help the viewers and also myself feel calm and comfortable when viewing my concept book.
Without further ado, let's jump and see my final concept book. On the first page, we have the cover of the concept book with the logo in it. The picture that I drew represents the stress and depression because of the restriction of the pandemic. On the second page, I put the beginning collage, and this collage is just an opening and starter of the week. And now we start the first day of my week, which is Monday. Monday may be not one of my favorite, but never forget that every day you wake up is an amazing gift, and it's up to you to make it count. Moving forward to Tuesday. Tuesday is just another day unless you decide to make it extraordinary. So I set my goals, do my best, and make today awesome. Wednesday. I feel this day is the longest day compared to others, but it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't stop. And now Thursday. I was left alone with my own thoughts as the ambiguous end of the week peeks through the blinds of the window, and I was left alone to ponder if everything was worth it after all. This is a quote that I wrote. It's just relatable to my Thursday. If you notice, in Thursday I use a different lightning, which is a yellow one. It's because even though you experience the same activities each day, but it's gotta be some day that you feel different, and in my case, it's Thursday. Finally, we arrive on Friday. Best day in my opinion. I left all the burden I have been carrying at home for a day. I lit my food to the outside to have fun and enjoy a day without worry with my friend. Saturday. I used this day to learn another language. I learned Korean, so it's a Korean day for me. Anytime you think some other language is strange, remember that yours is equally strange. You're just used to it. Different language is a different vision of life. Now we have arrived at the end of the week, Sunday. Even though you realize that the next day we have to repeat the week again, but a Sunday well spent brings a week of content. It is not just another day, it is a new opportunity, a larger chance, a new beginning, and you have to embrace it. And finally, to close my concept book, I use the second collage, which is for the end of the week, to wrap it all and also to wrap the concept book. If you notice, in my concept book, every picture has a flower in it. It's to represent and symbolize hope and strength. So because it's COVID and I wanted to give everyone hope for us to go back to normal again, to normal situation. So I use a flower to symbolize it. I am actually satisfied with my final production, but I think that I could do more better. And so I hope for the next project I could make it happen. There's a lot of room for improvement, starting from the idea itself. I think that I could improve it more, and besides that I could improve on how the whole product was shown. Lastly, room to improve my website to be more aesthetically pleasing so everyone that view it could feel more relatable and comfortable. So we have arrived at the final of my presentation. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye bye.